In this video, we are going to take a peek at the application of quadratic equations. What I actually mean is word sums in grade 11 maths. Alright, so to jump right in, we get the typical question as follows, and this is a very regular question that I prepared for you. So they start off by saying a small rectangular vegetable garden is enlarged by increasing the length by 3 meters and the width by 1 meter. The area of the new garden is 3 times larger than that of the original garden. Determine the original dimensions of the garden if its area was 6 meters squared. Okay, so before we jump into anything, I just want to give you 3 guidelines or 3 things that you need to remember that you need to use when doing word sums. First one is diagram. We need to draw diagrams to help us understand what's cracking. Second one is formula. Alright, we need to see what formula they want us to use. They mentioned area earlier. So we need to use the area of a rectangle. And 3, math jargon or math terms. Alright, they said words like increasing, meaning plus. And then they said 3 times, meaning multiply. Alright, we need to look out for these in our question paper. And did you notice, while I was reading with you, I was highlighting special words. We have a rectangle, it's enlarged, increasing, width, area 3 times, original dimensions, meaning what are they actually asking us? When they say determine the original dimensions, they want the original length and width. That's what you actually have to solve. Now, immediately I want you to see we are looking for 2 unknowns. And if you're looking for 2 unknowns, what that means is if you have 2 unknowns, it means simultaneous equations. Now, if you struggle with simultaneous equations, please take a look at our video on the whiteboard tutoring essay where I give you a breakdown of 3 different simultaneous equations. Now let's move on. I've just made the text of the question slightly smaller so that we can see what we need to use. Okay, so I've started here with a diagram already because that is essential in solving these problems. So they say there to us, cool, we have a small rectangular vegetable garden that is enlarged by increasing the length and width. Now if you look at this, we have the length and we have the width. Now how much did we increase the length by? 3 meters. And the width? 1 meter, plus 1 meter. Okay. Then they said the area of the new garden. Well, if we look at the area of the old garden, that would have been length times width because that's the area of a rectangle. But now we have the area of the new garden, which would be length plus 3 times width plus 1. Please don't forget brackets. It is super essential for BODMAS. And it just helps you make sense of what's actually happening. So the brackets I've gone over again here just to show the importance to you. Alright, let's check it out. So they said the area of the new garden is 3 times the area of that in the original garden. So my formula here is missing something. The area of the new garden would be 3 times the area of the old garden. Alright. So area new equals 3 times area old. I'm just going to remove this label not to confuse you further. There we go. So if this was A and that was the old garden, then the new garden is 3 times the old garden. Okay, what else did they give us? They said determine the original dimensions. So they want length and width, and we said that's simultaneous equations. If the original garden was 6 meters squared. Okay, so A here is actually 6. And if this is 3 times 6, then this is actually equals to 18. I'm going to repeat that. If the area of the old garden is 6 meters, then this length times width is equals to 6. And if this is 3 times A, then length plus 3 times width plus 1 is equals to 3 times 6, which is 18. Just to go from here, it's 3 times 6. Okay. Now, based on the video you saw on the whiteboard tutoring essay that tells us how to do simultaneous equations, we know we need to label these equations. So let me write it neater for you. If we have length times width equals 6 as the one equation, and brackets length plus 3 times width plus 1 equals to 18 as another equation. Then what we need to do is we need to isolate the 1. So let's isolate this one, it'll be a lot easier. Length would equal 6 divided by width. And that was step 1, was isolate. Step 2, label. This is going to be equation 1 because we manipulated it. And this is going to be equation 2. And what was step 3? Step 3 told us to substitute 1 in 2. I'm just going to draw a line there so we can carry on next year. We need to sub 1 into 2. So to rewrite 2 as is, what we get is we have length plus 3 times width plus 1 equals to 18. To substitute 1 in the place of length over there, we get 6 over width plus 3 times width plus 1 equals to 18. Now we are going to end up with a quadratic term. Let's FOIL this out and see what we get. So we are going to get 6 plus 6 over width plus 3 width plus 3 equals 18. How on earth did we get that, do you ask? Well, just remember we had to FOIL it in. Firsts, inners, outers, losts. Okay. So to simplify this, we have a variable in the denominator here, meaning we need to multiply everything with said denominator. So that would simply become 6w plus 6 plus 3w squared plus 3w equals 18w. Okay, how did we get that? We multiplied everything with w here, and now we need to simplify, so get everything on one side and simplify. We get 3w squared plus, okay, so we're going to have 9w. So what would happen is we'd add the 6 plus the 3, gives us 9, and we bring this 18 over, gives us minus 18. 9 minus 18 becomes negative 9. So that's not a plus. Should be minus 9w plus 6 equals 0. Okay, factorization. First we start off with the highest common factor. Means we can take out a 3. So 3 brackets what's left, w squared minus 3w plus 2 equals 0. And what that's going to be is get 3 bracket 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 equals 0. W. Okay, now remember trinomials. If that's a positive, then they're going to be the same in each bracket. And if that's a negative, then they're both negatives. So it's w minus, and the factors of 2, 2, and 1. Therefore, the width could either equal 1 meter or your width would equal 2 meters. Are we done? No, we are not. We still need the length. Alright, now to get the length, I'm going to carry on a new page. And what we need to remember is we have the width is equals to 1, or the width is equals to 2. And what we need to do is we're going to sub either of those. So let's just say sub width equals 1 or width equals 2 in equation 1. And equation 1, if you recall, is over there. It's length equals 6 over width. Length equals 6 over width, or length equals 6 over width. And what we're going to do now is we're simply going to substitute our width in. So we get 6 over 1 being 6 meters, or length would equal 6 over 2 being 3 meters. And there you go. There's your word problem. So just remember those key features. Number 1, draw a diagram. So important. Number 2, formulas. Alright, if you're working with a rectangle and the area of it, write it down. And 3, jargon. Look out for the increasing, decreasing in times. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share, and become part of the Whiteboard family. Cheerio.